2 years ago that after Article 370 goes, after 5 years after demonetization, we are still having 20 Indians killed in the valley in 2 weeks. 11 civilians, 9 soldiers. Sir, where is the policy going wrong? Where is action in Kashmir going wrong?
The militancy had come off almost by 59% in 2021 and 20, and till July it has come off significantly in this year as well. So the situation is becoming normal there, was becoming normal, but barring this incident what you just mentioned last few days which has happened at the instance of Pakistan, ISI and the terrorists or the jihadis or Kashmiris who are being radicalized by Pakistan.
They are attacking people from, they attacked a Kashmiri Pandit, they attacked a Dalit labor, they attacked a Sikh, they continue to attack it. So the fact is that the terrorists are working towards their awful agenda.
It's not recent at all. If you look at it, it's been happening right after the abrogation in September. This is how it started, September 2019, when Amit Mehra was killed, when Rakesh Pandita was killed. It was last year. And interestingly, this year itself, until Mr. Bindro's killings hit the headlines all around the media, we had 22 civilians who had been shot dead.
Lip sympathy may be given until and unless this local support to the militant dies. It is not possible to kill militancy, number one. Number two, we've had political leaders say that they are not Kashmiris who are doing it. All the more reason why the Kashmiris themselves cannot come forward to be able to ensure and get these people surrendered, the part-time militants who are involved in target killing.
Don't conflate it with Article 370 and all of that. This is part of the terrorist strategy and it's been happening over the last 30 years on and off. But it's not 1990. I think it is very important to be very clear about that, because 1990 was a completely different ballgame.
Okay. If you look at before the abrogation of Article 370, you had all the political parties, including the parties which are in friends with BJP, which includes Sajjad Lone, Altaf Bukhari, Mehbooba, Farooq Abdullah, all of them threatened with dire consequences in case you abrogate Article 370.
Okay.
And in prelude to abrogation of Article 370, all these political leaders, the separatist leaders, were detained and detained for some months.
What explains these targeted killings, particularly the fact that we've seen migrant labor now becoming so vulnerable? What do you see this, how do you see this trend of these targeted killings?
Divide within the minorities and the majority community. Secondly, to try and pause all development activities, because much of the vocational skills economy of Jammu and Kashmir in terms of carpenters, plumbers, masons, or even the harvesting of apple orchards is done by migrant labor. And finally, to try and increase the disconnect between the valley and the rest of India.
There have also been local Muslims who've been targeted, who've been called collaborators in a way of the regime, who've also been targeted, and now we are seeing migrant labor being targeted. Just when there was talk of normalcy in the valley, we've seen these spate of killings.
The sponsors who are there across the line of control, with events happening in Afghanistan, etc., the attempt has been made to arrest that normalcy, bring it back. If that normalcy continues for another year, 2 years, probably the game would be over for the sponsors on the other side of the line of control. And that's one of the prime reasons, soft targets. There can't be softer targets in the valley than migrant labor, minorities, particularly Hindu minority, those who don't live in clusters under security anywhere.
We've lost 20 Indians to Pakistan terror in just 2 weeks. 11 civilians, 9 soldiers. Pakistan has been spreading terror in India for decades. Does this make a fit case to ban Pakistan from international cricket?
Let's make no bones about whether there is a case or not. The case definitely exists to get Pakistan completely castigated and ostracized from world sport. I don't think there can be two views beyond that, because as a state sponsor of terror, the danger that they pose to the world, the danger that they pose to other countries, the danger that their commercial benefit adds to their potency as far as terror is concerned, is there for the world to see.
I mean, I have a simple question. Are commercial interests important or national interests are important?
Absolutely.
We say terror and talks cannot go together.
So terror and cricket can go together. I mean, what are we talking of? Here innocent lives are being lost. And look at the optics of Indians playing cricket with Pakistanis, cricketers, shaking hands, hugging them. This is a time to embarrass Pakistan, not embrace Pakistani cricketers.
If you want to cut the ties, why don't you cut the ties completely with Pakistan if you are sure? But you will not do it because already I have a details that there is a public accounts committee meeting in December and India invites National Assembly's speaker from Pakistan. Then why these two faces I am seeing from India, unfortunately, that you don't want to play cricket, but you want to invite National Assembly's speaker from Pakistan for having a meeting.